right, this is Emma from the Daisy Jane podcast. I'm very excited today to introduce Oliver, and we're going to have a brief chat. The title of today is Being Oliver. So we're going to talk about what it means to be Oliver, how we met, the kind of things Oliver does in his spare time, but also some of the challenges that being Oliver also presents. So thank you, Oliver, for joining us.
Thank you, Emma.
How are you going?
I'm going good.
Good. How's your day so far?
Good. I had a big morning this morning.
What did you do?
I did wheelchair racing training at Homebush Olympic Park
Cool.
at the ANZ Stadium.
Yep. That sounds like it would be pretty tiring.
It was fun though.
Yeah. It was fun? Did you win?
Oh, no, I didn't race people, just did laps around the ANZ Stadium.
Yeah, okay. So if you were going to do an actual race, how far is a race, do you know?
I raced around the Olympic Park too.
Yeah, cool. On the track?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's 200 meters.
200. Wow. You must have strong arms.
Yeah, I normally do 5 of them.
Wow, so you do okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. And when you compete, do you compete or you just train?
I competed before, but I lost.
Okay. Well, you can only get better.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. So we're going to have a chat today, Oliver. We were just talking before. Can you recall how we met?
Well, I met Emma at a dance.
You did.
I was stuck talking to her friend, and then Emma overheard, and she introduced herself to me.
Yeah. And you like dancing, don't you? You like music?
Dancing is fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like dancing.
Yeah. So we were talking just now, Oliver, about what it's like to be you. So you're in a wheelchair. Have you been in a wheelchair your whole life?
No.
No? How old were you when you
When
started
I
using a
was
wheelchair?
11 years old, I could not walk.
Okay.
Because I've got cerebral ataxia.
Okay. And how does that affect you?
Something in my brain's not connected to my cerebellum.
Okay.
And up to age 11, I could walk, and then I couldn't walk anymore.
Right. That must have been hard, being an 11-year-old boy, having to.
That was hard.
Yeah. Having to get used to being in a wheelchair would have been a bit tough, I imagine.
Yeah, it was a bit tough.
Yeah.
It started off a bit tough, but now it's like a breeze.
That's because you practiced, right?
So practice makes perfect.
It does. And we were also talking about how obviously your speech is affected and how sometimes that can be a bit tricky. Yeah. What's hard about that?
Because when I talk to some people, they don't understand me that well.
Yeah. Do you think people avoid talking to you because they don't understand
Some people might. He did used to avoid talking to me.
Yeah.
Because my speech was very short.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel if people don't want to talk to you? It makes me
feel shut down.
Yeah. Yeah. That they don't want to know you.
They don't want to talk to me.
Yeah. And we were talking before about sometimes people make assumptions based on what they see. And what's one of those other assumptions?
What they hear.
Yeah. So they hear things.
They hear me start talking, and then they can't be bothered to continue the conversation.
Yeah. How do you feel about them?
If they don't want to talk to me, fine. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. It's their loss, right?
Yeah, they're lost. There's one person I cannot meet.
Yeah. And well, they miss out too because they miss out on knowing you.
They do.
Yeah. We also were talking before that sometimes people assume that because you're in a wheelchair that you can't think for yourself. Is that true?
Yes. When I was younger, I met this person, and then he thought I couldn't think properly, and then he just stopped talking to me.
Yeah. And do people try and do things for you that you don't want done?
No,
Not really.
not much anymore. They used to.
Yeah. Because do you think sometimes people want to help, but they don't know how to?
Yeah, some people do want to help, but when they see any man in a wheelchair, they want to help them, but they don't know how to.
Yeah. So then they just don't do anything.
Yeah. So they just stand there for hours trying to think of the words to say, but they can't find them.
Yeah. And what would you say to them if you could say anything? What would be your advice?
I'm right.
Yeah. And do you ask for help if you need it?
Yeah, I do ask for help if I need it.
Yeah, cool. That's the easiest way, right?
Yeah, that's the easiest way. Just wait for me to ask for help.
Yeah. We were also talking about how your short-term memory isn't as good as your long-term memory.
Short-term memory is a bit bad.
Bit hit and miss.
Very bad.
How does that affect you, like day to day? How does that make a difference to you?
Well, like I was telling you before, when my boss asked me what have I done on the weekend, sometimes I forget.
Yeah. But you can remember things from way back, right?
But I can remember things from way back.
Yeah. So that must make it hard. What do you do at work?
I do packing.
Okay, cool.
You know, house with no steps.
Yep.
In Belrose.
Yep, I know of it. I think because you've told me about
it. I work there.
Yeah, awesome. How long have you worked there?
I worked there 2 years.
Excellent. And what do you like about work?
The breaks. I love the breaks.
You love the breaks. What do you do on your breaks?
I go up to the cafe and have as many coffees as I can.
Yeah. Does that make you move your wheelchair faster?
Yeah.
Caffeine powered.
But now it's no longer called the house with no steps.
Okay. What's it called now?
It's called a rumor now.
Okay. Excellent.
Because I told them they should change the name.
Yep. You didn't like the name?
It meant nothing.
No.
They have a crap lot of steps. It was a lie. So I went up to my boss and said, can we change the name?
And he did.
Because they used to work in a workshop with no steps.
Right.
But when they got moved, they couldn't be bothered to change the name.
Okay. And no one thought to tell them until you that it was a dumb name because there was too many steps.
Yeah. And there's a house with a lot of steps.
Cool. So that actually leads me on to my next question, because we were talking before with yourself and your mum about the challenges of accessibility in a wheelchair. And obviously, if you're somewhere where there's a lot of steps and you're in a wheelchair, those two things don't go together very well, do they?
Sure doesn't.
No.
Sometimes I think I can bunny or pop them.
Yeah.
But then they go down on my bed screw.
Yeah, you are. I've seen you doing some pretty mean dance moves in your wheelchair as well. And I know that it's not uncommon for you to tip yourself out.
I tip myself up like every day.
Yeah. But you're pretty good at getting back up again.
Yeah, I am. I just get out of my chair and turn it over and get up.
Yeah, cool. So other than steps, what are the other things when you're out and about with your parents or your support workers? What are the things that you find that make it difficult being in a wheelchair?
A narrow hallway.
Okay, so you just don't fit, right?
Nah.
And then what happens?
And then I just have to leave and go somewhere else.
Yeah, so it means that you don't get to do some of the things that you want to do because you can't get there.
I can't do stuff.
Yeah. And I know your mum was saying like there's lots of curbs, like curbsides where they don't actually dip down.
Yeah.
So getting up and down the curb, if she's
It's
pushing you in a
really
wheelchair, can be
hard.
really hard. Yeah. And footpaths and stuff too, if there's, you know.
Footpaths need have no space between the cars.
Yeah. Yeah. You need a bit more room when you're in a wheelchair, right?
Need a lot more room.
Yeah. Yeah. So we just talked very quickly then about your mum, and obviously your family. And we were joking about this before because I asked you how important your family is. And we said, you told me that they make it easier and they make it harder for you.
And make it easy and difficult.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And easy and difficult pushing together.
Yeah. And that's called love in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do they make it easier and harder?
Well, after a big day of work, I know I can go home to a loving family.
Beautiful. Yeah. And
But
how do they make it harder?
The loving's too much.
Too much love.
Too much. Way too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Because your mum wants to help you, right? And your dad?
And my mum wants to help.
Yeah. But sometimes you need her help too, right?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I think you're pretty lucky to have them.
Yeah, I am pretty lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to have a chat with your mum as well in a minute.
Oh,
But we're not going to have you in the same room because you just talk over the top of each other. Is that right?
bingo.
And then you answer for each other.
Bingo again.
So we're going to separate you.
Cool.
Like naughty kids at school.
I've been a naughty kid for too long.
I can imagine that. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple more things, Oliver. Are you Oliver or Ollie? Are you Oliver? Oliver.
I'm rather Oliver, but
Full
I get
name.
Ollie.
Well,
So
I'm going to call you what you want to be
I
called.
stopped caring.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. Now, I know when we met before, and I know when you were chatting with Christian, he was amazed at how many things you do in your spare time. And you actually don't have spare time because it's chock-a-block with activities. So tell me what you do. We're going to talk about your social life and the things that you do. So you've said about the wheelchair training and sometimes the wheelchair racing. What else do you do?
And when the right season comes, I play wheelchair rugby.
Yep.
And I go to gym on Thursdays.
Yep.
And after the gym, I go swimming.
Yep.
And I see my girlfriend on Sunday.
Yep, cool. And you also go to day programs and do things like arts.
I go to studio arts.
Yeah.
I've just started art on Friday.
And you do boxing. I know you do boxing.
And I do boxing on Monday.
Yep.
And I go to another on Tuesdays in Cherrybrook. Another day program.
Yep.
I do stone carving.
Wow. That's cool.
And I do music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. So all of those things we were talking before.
My most favorite thing is the stone carving.
Yeah, okay. Is it hard?
You just get stone and you chop it with a saw and you got a chisel.
Yeah.
And you just saw it.
Yeah, cool. I'd like to see some of that one day.
I made my old cats.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That'd be amazing. So all of those things that you do, we were talking before, are really good for your mind and your body.
And getting out of the house.
And getting out and meeting people.
Yeah.
And how, when we went into COVID, we're not going to talk too much about COVID because we're all over it. But how did that affect all of your activities? What happened to them?
Well, they were all on Zoom.
Yeah.
I couldn't get out.
Yeah. So Zoom's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can still connect with people.
You can still connect on Zoom.
Yeah. Do you like meeting new people or do you prefer?
I like meeting new people. Yeah. I really do.
Yeah. What's the best thing about meeting new people?
Just seeing them and seeing what they do and getting stuck in our conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're great at conversation. Like when we first connected today, you were asking me about myself and what I'd been doing and how my day was. So, you obviously have worked on your conversation skills because I felt like you were really interested in what I'd been doing.
Of quite a bit.
Say again?
I have worked on my conversation.
Yeah. Do you think that's something that you have to practice?
Not after me.
It comes natural.
No, it comes with it all.
Cool. Now, so that's all the things you do, like your social life and all your fitness. And is it important for you to stay fit and healthy?
Yes, it's important for me to stay fit.
Yeah. Why is it important?
Because, like you said, I'm in a wheelchair.
Yep.
So staying fit means I can still transfer.
Yeah. Yep. So you need strong upper body.
Yeah, I need real strong upper body.
Yeah, cool. You don't have much spare time, but I know we talked about what you do in your spare time.
On Sundays I do.
Yeah, what do you do in your spare time?
I stay over at my girlfriend's house.
Yep.
And watch movies with her.
Cool.
Go out for dinner with her.
Yep. And I know you like watching TV and you like playing video games, but there's a bit of a theme, isn't there? What do you like watching?
Wrestling.
WrestleMania.
I know. Yeah, I went over to America because my brother lives in America.
Yep.
I went over there 6 years ago and we went to WrestleMania.
Awesome. How was that?
Really good.
Yeah, good fun.
But I don't think I'll go back there.
No, it's a long way.
It's not wheelchair friendly.
It's not?
No.
No, okay. That's interesting.
There's so many steps.
Yeah. What do you like about wrestling? I remember what you said to me just now about why you like wrestling.
I like watching this, see how real it looks, but it's really fake.
Yeah, it's all choreographed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're good performers, aren't they?
Yeah, they are pretty good performers.
Yeah.
And I've been to India.
You've been to India?
Yeah.
When? Do you remember when?
10 years ago.
Okay. And did you like India?
Too many steps.
Too many steps. Seems to be a bit of a theme here.
I know, it's some steps.
Yeah, maybe we'll call this podcast Too Many Steps.
And too much dirt.
Too much dirt, okay.
Yeah,
now
was dirt everywhere.
That's not good in a wheelchair, I don't imagine. No.
It's as bad as too many steps.
Yeah. So we were talking about music before and you love music, right?
Yeah, I do.
What do you have a favorite kind of music?
I love rap.
You love rap. Now, I've got a little treat for everyone, and this is probably a really good way for us to wrap up our chat. So
we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Wow.
Do you want to keep talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Name something. We'll do Jupiter.
Maybe we do another podcast on another topic.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I also want to talk to your mum. Not at the same time, because I know you're just going to fight and talk over the top of each other. But I just want to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate it because I know how busy you are.
Thank you, Emma.
We're going to end with you doing a rap that you wrote how long ago?
10 years ago.
10 years ago. So your favorite kind of music is rap?
I wrote it with my mate who now lives in Thailand.
Okay, cool. And it's kind of about being in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we do that, can you just tell me if you could tell other people, because the whole point of this podcast is that we want to educate people and try and stop people making assumptions. Yeah. If you could say something to people about how to talk to or act around someone that's maybe in a wheelchair or has a disability, what would you say to them?
Now listen here, guys. Just because I'm in a wheelchair, I can think like you all think. So don't judge that my mind is bad. Because it's all good.
Awesome. I think
and
that's
I
really
can
important.
talk for myself.
Amazing. Thank you. I think that's a really, really important message. And if one person hears that and changes the way that they act and think, then it's made a big difference.
People in wheelchairs.
Yeah.